Dear students, now I am going to discuss about freshwater mussel or Unio type study under phylum Mollusca. Unio, or it is Lamellidans. So phylum Mollusca, class Bivalvia or Pelecypoda, order Unionoidea or else Lamellibranchiata, genus Unio or Lamellidans. Lamellidans marginalis. This is you will find in some books. It is the scientific name Lamellidans marginalis. In some books you will find it is the genus Unio. So both they are freshwater mussels of India, inhabiting freshwater rivers, lakes, ponds. You will able to see here, this is the picture how exactly you will find freshwater mussel lying in the bottom of the Tunga river. So this freshwater mussels are considered as ecosystem engineers. Why they are called ecosystem engineers? So they are very silent animal, and they do lot of service to this ecosystem. They filter feeding the organic matter, phytoplankton, zooplanktons, bacteria, algae, etc., and suspended in the water and excrete fine particulate matter, thereby improving the water quality. So they also recycle the metals. So thereby they have a major role to play in this ecosystem. And also Lamellidans marginalis, or else it is popularly called paddy field mussels. They are recognized as a source of food for human being and also for other domestic animals from all over the world. They are also yield precious freshwater pearls. So it is in India, in the state of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, lot of this freshwater pearl culture performed, and we are getting a lot of foreign exchange by selling this freshwater pearls. There is a pearl culture, freshwater pearl culture. So this is the introduction to this freshwater mussel. How exactly the structure? So the Lamellidans are Unio distributed throughout India. They are benthic forms. They are in the bottom water. So that is in the bottom of the fresh water. You will see just half buried, you can make out. They burrows in a furrow in a sand with the help of their foot. They have a hatchet shape foot, and which helps in burrowing, keeping this part of the body, this is the posterior part of the body, keeping outside, and these are the inhalant siphon and exhalant siphon outside, So this is what you can see. There is the water is going to be circulated here. There is an inhalant siphon and there is an exhalant siphon, you will find. So this it is a filter feeder, and this feed on planktons which are trapped by the modified gills. So this incurrent and excurrent siphons are, so this is incurrent and excurrent siphons. So you will find the water will be moving out. So the water will be circulated inside the body, and this water is for respiration or gas exchange, and is for it to collect the food, the microorganisms present in the water. It's a filter feeding, and also it jets the water, and it is helping them for their movement in the water. The freshwater mussel is enclosed in a hard calcareous shell. You will find these are the bivalve. They are under, you can see they are bivalve. Bivalve means they have two shells, you can see two equal sized shells. The body is enclosed in a two equal sized shell, you will find. So this calcareous horny, and the more about this shell I'll talk later part of this video. The adult mussel is about 10 centimeter in length, and the gap between the two shells, so that the gap between the two shells allows the muscular foot to protrude outside, project outside, you will see, and This part is the anterior and this part will be the posterior. This will be the dorsal and this will be the ventral. So, this anterior ventral part of the body you will find the foot. And this shell, how exactly the shell, you will find the shell is having a region called umbo. This is the oldest part of the body and there are lot of lines you can see. So, these are called lines of growth. The water is taken inside through this inhalent siphon or incurrent siphon. The water circulate in the body and going outside through the exhalent siphon. So, this is the inner surface of the shell. So, this is the bivalve or the shell is having two valves, two equal sized the shell covering the body. So, inside the shell you will find the viscera. This is the viscera. The body is a light cream in color, soft, very soft, that is the meaning, the phylum Mollusca, very soft bodied and it is externally covered with the shell. So, this is elongate oval shape and suspended with the mantle. There is you can see just like a thin flap of skin, like a plastic cover, the body covered inside, this flap is called mantle. This is what this is the mantle. So, how exactly the organization, for example, if you get your mobile delivered from online, so then you will find the mobile is covered with a plastic cover inside and externally by a cardboard cover. The same you will find. So, the cardboard cover is nothing but the shell. The plastic cover that covers the mobile is nothing but the mantle here. So, this mantle is the flap of skin which covers the inner soft part and also it synthesizes the external shell. External shell is contributed by this mantle. You know already in my previous video the presence of the shell, mantle, viscera and ventral foot. These are the basic organization of a molluscan. So, the mantle encloses the space or else it is called pallial cavity and you will find the two siphons. You will find the inhalant siphon and exhalent siphon and it is from the mantle cavity it opens outside through exhalent and inhalant siphon and you will find. So, the mantle protrude beyond the shell at the posterior end. You will find you will find the mantle protrude along the posterior end. So, this mantle provides an insulation and providing the between the hard shell and the soft body. It is it is a insulation. So, the mantle is also having number of functions. It is also for the respiration because the gills are hanging in the mantle cavity. This is for respiration. So, this mantle provides, this is the mantle, you will find the mantle provides insulation between hard shell and the soft body. Mantle is also respiratory in function. The gills or the ctenidia you will find hanging either side of the body under this mantle flap. There are they are the respiratory organs and also food gathering. They are bringing the filter feeding mechanism. So, you will find the visceral mass and pair of gills and ctenidia and two renal pores and the anus are all lodged in the mantle cavity. So, this mantle cover, it has got the inside there is a viscera, the visceral mass. The vital organs of the body, they occur in the mass called visceral mass. Then a pair of gills. Then these are nothing but they are also called ctenidia in the case of mollusca. Then the renal pores, you can see the exhalent and inhalant siphon and all these lodged here in this mantle cavity. So, this how about the shell? The shell of Unio consists of two equal halves. You will find the two equal halves, you will find the two equal sized shell. They are hinged just like how exactly the door and the door frame, they are hinged and so that you can operate the door. The same way there is a hinge teeth, you will find here, there is you can see the hinge teeth here. So, this hinge teeth, so the one shell is having a you can see a cone shaped depression and this hinge teeth going to sit on that, and the shell, these two shells, they operate just like a box. How the box, the lid is can be closed and open, the same mechanism you will find. So this there is a hinge ligament, you will find in this area there is a hinge ligament which attaches to shells. So this each wall bears teeth like projection, that is what I showed, hinge teeth along the hinge line. The teeth of one wall fit into the socket of the another shell. Near the hinge teeth there is a protuberance, you will find, and this protuberance on the surface of the shell is called umbo, which is the oldest part of the shell. The first formed area of the shell, this is the umbo. Then as the mollusca, as the freshwater mussel grows, you will find the lines of growth will be added. So there is a number of concentric parallel lines of growth that indicate the age of this freshwater mussel or the Unio. The shell is made out of the concholine, that is the shell protein, that is concholine, and calcium carbonate. It grows along the margins of the new shell materials will be added like this. As it grows, you can see it attains the size. This is the oldest part, and this part will be the growing like this. So this the inner surface of the shell is a pearly in appearance, and it was there are markings you will find in the inner surface for the adductor muscles. So you will find there is the anterior adductor muscles and posterior adductor muscles. So when you take out these markings you will find. Then protractor muscles, these are the markings of the protractor muscles. So where the mantle is attached, you will find there is a pallial line, and this is the umbo. These are the hinge teeth region. So these are the inner the part of the inner surface of the shell showing all these the structure. So inner surface of the shell is smooth and pearly in color, and it has a narrow streak of pallial line you will find where the pallium or the mantle is attached, and the mantle lobe is present, that is the pallial line, and these are that is the closing mark you will find. This is what the inner surface is pearly in nature. So the posterior adductor muscles and anterior adductor muscles, this is what you can see. So this is the anterior adductor muscles. How these adductor muscles, those are holding these two the shells together. So these are the posterior adductor muscles and anterior adductor muscles. When you take out, you will find the markings of this. Okay, so this is what you can see, the markings you can see. So the bivalve shell held together anterior and posterior adductor muscles. So it is, these adductor muscles are so powerful, it is very difficult to open the shell. So when it is the freshwater mussel get disturbed, it withdraws its foot and excellent siphon inside, and the entire the two walls of the shell get closed. Then it is very hard to open because it is it is held together by these adductor muscles. So adductor muscles, they are very powerful. It is very difficult, even though you can use all your power, you cannot open it. So that is so powerful they are. So it is in when it is in danger, it withdraws all the foot and the siphon inside and closes like a box. So this there is also, you can see, the protractor muscles that helps in the movement of the foot. So what is the shell material? Shell is composed of 3 layers. You will find that these are the microscopic. If you take the section and observe under microscope, how exactly the from the outer surface to the inner surface. This is the inner surface. From the outer surface to the inner surface, if you observe under microscope, you will able to see 3 layers. So the outer, it is called the periostracum. This is then prismatic layer. This is the middle. The inner one, nacreous layer. So this is the mantle. So the next to that you can see that this is the mantle. So these mantle ciliated cells, they are producing this the shell materials. Okay. So the outermost, these are the organic layer, periostracum. It is made out of the shell protein conchiolin. Outermost, that is the shell protein conchiolin. Then the middle is the prismatic layer. There are minute crystals of calcium carbonate. It is called argonite. So the argonite is nothing but it's a precious stone. It occurs in a prismatic layer. That's why it has got a pearly appearance. When light falls on this, it is pearly appearance because it is the prismatic layer or calcium carbonate crystals, you can see, along with conchiolin. So this is what you can see, the argonite prismatic layer. Then innermost is the nacreous layer. Nacreous layer is called mother of pearl because this layer is responsible for the pearl formation. That's why it's called mother of pearl. When foreign body get into the in between, so when it is along with the water, if there is a sand grains or else some parasite or else some worm get into the body, then immediately it encircled by the mantle and it produces lot of nacreous materials on them, on these foreign materials, and make these foreign materials immobile and harmless. So that's how it is a defense action, the pearl formation. More about pearl formation I will talk to later. So this is how the pearl produced by this freshwater mussel is a precious pearl that is we use in our ornaments. So that's why it is the inner layer is called pearl forming layer. It is called nacreous layer. So this is how exactly you will find in the microscope. This is the periostracum, prismatic layer, argonite prismatic layer, argonite nacreous layer. This is also made out of calcium carbonate. Their arrangement make them, when the light fall on that, you can see how exactly the light is going to be scattered in a prism, the same manner. So it is, that's why it is so, it looks shiny, pearly because of that. So this is how exactly you can see this is the periostracum outermost. Then you can see this is the prismatic layer. So how these the materials, argonite or calcium carbonate prisms are arranged. Then you will find this is the nacreous layer and this is the mantle. If something, the foreign material come in between, immediately the mantle encloses and produces this nacreous material and make beautiful or gorgeous pearls are produced. So this is about the structure of unio and its externals and its how exactly the shell. So this is the internal part of the unio. You will find if you take out the mantle, if you once you take out shell and then you take out the mantle, you will find the inner structure. This is how you will find. So this is the mouth where you can see. So the mouth leading into the esophagus, stomach, intestine, rectum, pass through here, and the anus opens in the excellent siphon. Then this is the foot, and this is the kidney, and this is the heart you will find. Then the pericardium. So then the nerve ganglia in the foot. Then this is the layer mantle. So these are the parts of the inner viscera, how once you take out shell and the mantle, the freshwater mussel looks. So this is about the details about the freshwater mussel or unio. Please enjoy this video of this pecten or scallop. This is also a bivalve, and bivalve of the marine region, how it is moving. It's so interesting to see how this moving from one place to the other. Thank you.